Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing possibly quite a lengthy video, just talking about my university experience. I'm back in the creative writing room again. It's quite a nice little room and it's always really quiet in here. So it's quite a nice place to film videos, and I did my very last video about a week ago in here, and it was quite a nice little place. Yeah, I thought I would talk about it today since, the camera's at the top of the screen so it's quite hard to look at. I thought I would do this today because, I've got my graduation in July. I've just, very recently handed in my very last assignment, my essay part, and my creative piece was just, a week before that, I think, a week or two before that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how they turned out. I'm a little bit nervous with what's all going to happen now because there's a lot going on. Sort of my options for what I want to do after uni, thinking about everything. Yeah, I have a brief idea. I know what I want to do, but my main focus at the minute is to write and just focus on work. Yeah, I've done a degree in creative writing, if you didn't already know that. And I've been here for 3 years, nearly, which is a very, very strange thought because it seems to have just flown by really, really quickly. During the first year there was a lot of stuff going on. I met a lot of new people. I was never really the sort of person to do the whole freshers experience. I mean, I did do that, but a lot of people go out and drink, especially in student accommodation where I was in my first year. A lot of people were going out and drinking every night or every weekend, or it was freshers fortnight, so there was a couple of weeks. I was kind of meeting new people and not really drinking, but being quite happy and hyper as I was without alcohol, if that makes sense. I don't know if you ever get that, if you just find being around friends or just I was mad on Coca-Cola at the time. Don't even know why it makes me so hyper, but it always has, and anyone who knows me well enough will know that it does make me absolutely crazy. I used to drink it all the time, just like water, and it was really bad. But yeah, I just liked meeting these new people. I was spending a lot of time at one of my other friends' flats across the building because we were living in a massive block. I was on the 10th floor for the whole year, which was quite cool because she had quite a good view up there. But it did mean he got stuck once when the lift was broken. As you can imagine, I got stuck and I had to climb up that about 3 times in one day because the lift wasn't working, so I had to climb up the stairs because I was sorting something out. I can't remember what I was doing. It was going to uni and then going shopping or something to get what I needed to get, because obviously living on your own. I was spending a lot of time with my old, one of my best friends now, who Erin is. Erin, and she's like my sister now, and I love her to bits, and everything's all changed. I ended up living with her in the second year as well. There was all my creative writing lot, like Pippa, Adam, who I'm still close to now, Sarah, her boyfriend Harry now, Tazzy, there's too many names to mention off the top of my head, Becky, Tom, Kestrel, who's Adam's girlfriend. Yeah, everyone's kind of got closer over the 3 years, and Davis as well. Davis, Simon, sorry guys, there's so many. Yeah, I'm really happy with how my experience has turned out over the 3 years. I mean, each individual year has been quite different and sometimes good or bad, but overall I'm happy with it. It's definitely been one of the best decisions I could have ever made coming to university. Yeah, I was always very, very shy and quiet beforehand. I didn't really have any job experience. I wasn't very good at just openly talking to people, or wasn't that confident. But I think coming to uni, working at my job, and talking to people, meeting new people in student accommodation and elsewhere, my course group, getting closer to everybody, has kind of, I'd like to say, and I've been told that it's brought me out of my shell. Um, so yeah, I'm really happy with that now. It's definitely, my course has made me a better writer. I'd like to think. I was writing a lot before I went to uni, but it was always kind of stuff on Wattpad. It was never the ideas that I have now for like my novels and things, because I do creative writing, and I like to write a lot of YA fantasy. I used to write, in the first year I was writing a lot of like YA dystopian stuff, and a lot of short stories and stuff, or parts of novels, or just kind of YA contemporary, which I did for one of my first pieces, which I really turned out really well, and that actually turned out to be one of my first drafts of one of my novels that I've finished, that still needs to be revised and edited, but is kind of, the story is completed, and that's one of the two that I have now. So yeah, the first year was kind of spent a lot of the time with my flatmate, one of my very, very close friends, Erin, and I saw her as like a flatmate because I was constantly at her flat. Pippa from my course was also, I was very close to Pippa at the time, and I met Erin and the others in that flat through Pippa. So I spent a lot of time with Pippa, Tom, my ex-boyfriend, just everybody that was living there, Hayden as well, and his girlfriend Beth, who was coming over a lot. So yeah, it was, I think I was a lot quieter then, but I was still kind of learning to come out of my shell a little bit. But yeah, I like to think I'm kind of better with everything now. I've been told I'm kind of more confident or bubbly than I used to be, so I'm just going to count on what other people have told me. But yeah, other than that, the first year was pretty good. I was like, I really enjoyed my course. Like I said, I was writing a lot of dystopian stuff, and I was kind of just getting used to Luton and going out to the Galaxy Centre, and we were going bowling or cinema or dinner, all sorts, getting used to everywhere. In the second year I moved into a new place with Erin, and that was a lovely little flat. We had that for the most of the second year. We were hoping to have it for the third year as well, but the lease ended, so we couldn't stay there. But yeah, Erin has become really, really close to my family. She's like a sister in a way. One, those really, really close friends that you can consider as family as well, or your family considers them as family. My mum always says she misses her. Yeah, and then there was my ex-boy, Rob, sorry, and we were quite close at the time. That didn't completely work out, but I was happy with everything that was happening at the time. I got my job in the summer just before I started the second year, and that was kind of when I started to get a little bit more confident, bubbly out of myself. I've always been very much kind of in my own little world, my own little bubble, really quiet, and I think my friends and my work have kind of done that to help me bring it all out. I was still writing some dystopian stuff with my course. There was a lot that was kind of going on with that. Yeah, I really liked what I was writing, but I tried doing a historical thing as well. I did an historical romance based in Bletchley Park, which is only about 10 minutes away from where I live when I'm in Milton Keynes. So that was quite cool. Never tried that before. Lots of research. Went to the place to check it out and see what it was like. So I'd been there once before, but I wanted to have like a refresher in my mind before I wrote it. It's because they've kind of recreated all the huts and what they would have looked like at the time. So it's really cool to kind of go in there and and they've got music playing and everything, that would be like it. So it kind of gives you a feel of what the place would have been like if you were actually there at the time. And obviously it was all during the war as well, so the atmosphere would have been completely different. And I wanted to put that in the piece and show that in the piece, so it was really nice to be able to feel it as if it was true, if that makes sense. So yeah, that really helped with that one, and that turned out quite well. It was one of my best kind of things. I did a dystopian portfolio of short stories and poems, which very, very short stories, like 1,000-word short stories, and yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I basically love writing, but it's only this last year that's kind of my writing's like become more fantasy based. Because I've always liked fantasy, and dystopian is kind of like fantasy in a way, I think. But yeah, I've realised, especially with what I've been reading a lot more fantasy this year, so that's kind of helped me realise that that's what I want to do. Yeah, second year I was getting closer to Rob, and there was Tom as well. My friend Praise from one of Erin's friends from her kind of department. She studies fine art. So yeah, it was constantly just going out for little meetups, dinners with my uni friends, and my work friends, seeing them, getting closer to them, which was really nice. It takes me a while to get kind of out of my shell with people, but I think it took me a while to really feel like I was myself around my work lot, but now I'm really close to all of them, and I wouldn't have wanted to change it. Yeah, and then third year, it's only the third year that's kind of completely changed. There's been a lot of changes going on at work recently. Like in the beginning of the third year, so in the summer just before the third year, I moved into a pub in Luton, just in the town centre, owned by my assistant manager's other half. And it's a really nice little pub. It's right where I need it to be. It's right, very, very close to my work, very, very close to uni and everything else. So it's kind of perfect, really. Got my own little room in there, and I was able to fit all my bookcases in. So I was happy with that. Yeah, I was really happy with that. And then I started just kind of meeting more people and not really going out much, like drinking, like I said, but spending a lot of time like going out for dinners and birthday dinners and things. And then this new place called Jumperina opened up, which is like a trampolining place. I ended up doing it for one of my birthday things and one of my other friends' birthday things, and it's literally just trampolines everywhere. So if you like jumping around, then I definitely give one of these places a try. I think there's a couple in Milton Keynes as well called Bounce. I think there's one called Bounce. I've never been to that one, but I've been to the Luton one. So, yeah, it's all every year is just kind of been completely different. There was a lot of crap going down in the first year. I don't really want to go into massively, but it's just, yeah, it's not going to be perfect. Obviously, I mean, I had stuff kind of happen in the first year as well, like with family issues and things, but you just kind of have to just try and be as positive as you can. Like this last year's and these last couple of weeks haven't been perfect for me. There's been a big problem with one of my previous friends who we very, very recently decided to cut contact. I think I said in one of my previous videos that I was moving. Well, I'm not moving in Luton anymore because of that kind of cut off. I chose to cut it off, and I had my reasons for it. Another thing I don't really want to go massively into. I don't want to make this video a negative, like I'm complaining all the time either, so it has been an amazing 3 years. It's just that, like I said, it's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be things happening. So yeah, I think you just have to try and be as positive as possible. And like I said, I've made some amazing friends here. All my course lot, my work lot, everyone I've really met around uni or at uni at different like events and things over the 3 years has been amazing. And I'm quite nervous, but I'm quite kind of excited for what's going to happen next. I started sending my books off to publishers this year with my courses as well. because one of our units was to submit, or it was called professional practice, so it was like to either think about applying for jobs to do with the course, or whatever you wanted to do in after uni, or in my case it was submitting one of my books, and that worked for me. So yeah, I'm quite nervous, but I'm also quite excited for what's going to happen, and I'm just going to kind of see how it goes for now. So yeah, there may be updates later on, but yeah, it's been a pretty good experience, and I just want to thank everybody who's made this awesome. You guys are awesome. Okay, bye guys.